Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's KrypTik Sweller here, and today I'm going to be coming back at you with episode 2 of Underrated Exotics. And for today's video, as you probably saw in the thumbnail, I'm going to be going over the Bad Juju Exotic Pulse Rifle and the Jade Rabbit Exotic Scout Rifle. So these two guns, in my opinion, are both pretty underrated and underused weapons, so today I'm just going to take a minute to go over them and why I think they should be used more often. So the exotic perks on the Bad Juju, or perk I should say, is String of Curses. When you kill an enemy, it reloads the weapon and grants you a stack of String of Curses. Each stack increases damage and refunds super energy back into you after you get a kill, and the higher the stack is, the more super energy it returns. This weapon also fires in full auto mode, even though it's a pulse rifle. So in Crucible, this weapon could be a very good weapon, but with how things are unbalanced right now and the sweet spot kind of range on this weapon, you'll most likely be outgunned by hand cannons basically every single time, because hand cannons have basically the same sweet spot. If they were to decrease, nerf hand cannons, I think it'd be a different story. But that's probably not going to happen for a while, knowing Bungie. They like to keep things broken. I actually made a video about that. And then in PvE, this gun, in my opinion, is absolutely insane. You get your super more often. You almost never have to reload this gun. And you can basically just run through enemies, just keep mowing them down, never stopping to reload, especially like mid-tier to low-tier enemies. And I'd recommend just using this weapon with a shotgun as your secondary, because then the higher health enemies, you can either lower their health or just kill them with the shotgun, and then just continue mowing down all the mid-tier and low-tier enemies with your Bad Juju. Now, how do you get this weapon? So the exotic kiosk in the tower is where you can get the Bad Juju right now. The main two difficult things you need are the exotic cipher and the exotic shard, or ascendant shard. Is it ascendant shard? I don't know, the yellow one. I'll show a picture on the screen. And so yeah, that's the Bad Juju. Now I'm going to be going over the Jade Rabbit, which out of the two is probably my favorite, just because, I don't know, I like it more. The exotic perks on this weapon are the Fate of All Fools, which chain body shots to gain bonus damage on your next precision shot and return ammo into the magazine. So it's a kind of a very similar perk to the Bad Juju, except for the super energy part. In Crucible, in my experience, I rarely use scout rifles in Crucible, but I think this gun is actually pretty amazing, and I've found myself using it more and more often. It's great for mid to long range kills, and is amazing at helping keep your distance between everyone running around running hand cannons and shotguns, abusing metas and shit. It's really great for pissing those people off. And then in PvE, it's still a very solid primary, but it doesn't really stand out from the crowd in PvE. It's just a very solid, well-rounded weapon. Not too exciting there. How do you get the Jade Rabbit? Well, the Jade Rabbit can be attained from exotic engrams and rare drops from completing, missions or defeating enemies. It can also be found in powerful engrams awarded for the weekly milestones. I think I got mine as a random drop from a Crucible game, but I'm not 100% sure. And you can also buy it from Xur. So it kind of sucks that those are the only two options, but Bungie didn't put quests in for every weapon in the game, which honestly I think is kind of a good thing. Because, Destiny 1 only had quests for a select few kind of very more or less hard to get weapons, and then all the rest were just kind of random drops. And in my opinion, Destiny 1's exotic drop system just felt a lot more fun and difficult to get and unknown than Destiny 2's, and it just kind of gave it this different feel. Annoying at times, but most of the time I prefer that much over this, the way Destiny 2 is. Overall, I think that they're both very similar weapons with their perks. One's just a scout rifle and, one's a pulse rifle. Currently, I would probably choose the Jade Rabbit for consistent use because it's both good in Crucible and PvE. But if, pulse rifles, the archetype of pulse rifle that the Bad Juju is, gets a buff, or if hand cannons get nerfed, then I think Bad Juju would be right up there next to it. And I still think overall they're both amazing guns and both very underrated exotics. So that's why I'm going over them in this video. So that's probably going to do it for me today. Thanks for watching my video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.